Hello everyone, what's up? It's me again, Yakuza3, and finally this video seems to be going alright because the light is really good in here right now, because I'm filming this in the middle of the day. And now I did make, this is going to be sort of a random type list, but more of like an interest, because I did a similar video a couple of years ago where I showed movies that I believed were hard to get or out of print, or movies that were very hard to get, or special DVD releases. So all of these might not be the rarest of the rarest, but because you could still get them in maybe another like edition or something, but these are some movies that I looked up that I think is quite hard to come across for a decent price, or even hard to come across at all. So it's actually, now let's see here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, there's eight films or DVDs and 2 box sets. So and I also promise you I will make a video where I show what I got from the sci-fi convention this year, so that's gonna be in the next video. Or maybe the top 5 of the month. I'm not too sure at the moment, but it's definitely going to be the sci-fi convention, I believe, which is going to be after this video. Now I'm just mumbling here, and these movies and these box sets that I picked up are in like no particular order, because I don't have like really good. I don't know what every single movie goes for, so I don't want to sound like a douche to say like, oh, that goes for that much money and that goes for that much money. It's just what I believe and what I've looked into a little bit. So yeah, let's begin. First up, we have a sealed, I think it's sealed, yeah, whatever. It's a copy of the movie called Blood Pigs, and this is also signed by the director, Eat the Dead, Brian Paulin, I believe his name is. He also did a movie called Fetus, which I unfortunately haven't seen yet, but this just looks so brutal and I have not seen it yet. When starvation breeds desperation, eat the dead. So yeah, looks really disturbing and really vile on the back as well, but I think it's like a low budget type movie, maybe for maybe like $3,000 or $4,000 if I'm not completely wrong. So yeah, Blood Pigs. Now let's see here where I should put that movie. Let's put it over here. And then we have a movie which I think this goes for quite much money nowadays. I mean, I'm not too sure if, I mean, I think you can still get this movie quite easy on maybe a Blu-ray or maybe another DVD version of it, but I think this particular release is quite hard to come across, and it is the release of Maniac Cop 2 Region 2 released by Prism Leisure. And I think I've talked about this movie quite many times, that this is my favorite in the series. I like this more than the first one, even though I really enjoyed the first one as well. The third one is the weakest, but if you get a hold on this movie, or it doesn't really matter what format you get it on, I mean, it's still a great movie. I just pick up DVDs because I can't watch Blu-ray movies, because I always get a headache when I watch Blu-ray movies, because I think the picture quality is way too sharp, if that makes any sense. But yeah, Maniac Cop 2. And then we have a movie which I once again, I'm not too sure about this particular release, but I know for sure that the Region 1 release, because this is a sequel which came with the first one in like a double pack, and that double pack is quite hard to come across, I believe. I actually searched it on Amazon and I found it for like maybe $50 or something. It was just crazy. And the movie is Sometimes They Come Back. Now this is the Region 2 release. I'm not too sure about this particular release of the movie, but that double pack is really hard to come across and very expensive when you come across it. So yeah, but yeah, Sometimes They Come Back. And if you have any better information than I have, just leave a comment in the description, and I will answer your comments. So yeah. And then we have another Region 2 release of a movie which I believe you can get on Blu-ray and everything right now, but this particular release has been out of print for quite some time, and it is the Region 2 release of Motel Hell. And I just gotta love this cover art. I know this also has another release when like a double pack, because this was included in the double pack with another movie called Deranged, and I have owned both of these movies in separate editions or separate releases. So yeah, I'm not sure if this has any other like DVD release other than this one and the double pack, but I can be so wrong. But yeah, Motel Hell. And the next one is a Blue Underground release of Bad Boy Bobby. I have not seen this movie yet, so I can't say anything about it, but I looked it up and I think it went for quite much money. I'm not too sure how much it was, but I know for sure that it was very much. Once again, with this movie, I don't know if on any other company released it on Blu-ray or something else, but this particular release I know for sure is out of print and goes for ridiculous money. So yeah, Bad Boy Bobby. And the next one, I think you can get this. I think actually this particular DVD release is way harder to come across than the Blu-ray. I mean, sometimes the Blu-ray is way more expensive than the DVD, but in this case the DVD is much more expensive than the Blu-ray. Excuse me. And the movie is Fright Night 2. And from what I understand, every single movie that was released by this company, Artisan DVD, are really hard to come across. And when you come across them, they always seem to be really overpriced. But I'm really looking forward to. I'm probably going to pick up another movie released by Artisan called. Now let's see, what's it called? Strangleland. Oh, I don't remember the title, but it was a movie like written by D. Snyder, and it had like Robert Englund in it. But I know for sure that it was this company which brought it on DVD, so I'm probably going to pick that one up soon. But yeah, I love Fright Night 2. I think this is a very well made sequel. It's really a shame that they didn't manage to make a part 3 because yeah, there were some things that happened. If you're really into this movie and you know the backstory of it, I think you already know what happened. I think it was like the guy who was supposed to produce part 3 got murdered by his sons or something. It's a really bizarre story, but I'm not going to go into any more details about that. But yeah, this particular release goes for the ridiculous money, I know for sure. But yeah, I love this movie. I actually have 3 editions of this movie. One is a Spanish or Italian release, I believe, and I also have it on a Region 2, but I'm not too sure if that Region 2 is an official release or not, because it sort of looked like a bootleg. But yeah, that's the reason why I basically bought it, because I'm such a big fan of this movie, and sometimes when you're a big fan of a movie, you tend to buy different editions of the movie. So yeah, Fright Night Part 2. It seems like I've been mumbling for way too long. Now this is a movie which I checked up on Amazon. I have not watched any other like selling sites other than Amazon, so it might be cheaper if you find it anywhere else. But yeah, on Amazon this goes for ridiculous money. I think this went for like some crazy money. It was like $499 or something. It was just crazy. And it is the original, The Woman in Black, not the one with Daniel Craig. No, not Daniel Craig, Daniel Radcliffe, sorry. And this is from 1989, I believe. A British movie, if I remember correctly. Another one which I haven't seen, so I can't say anything about it, but I know for sure that this release of the movie is really hard to come across. And like I mentioned, like I watched on Amazon just recently, that it goes for about $499. So yeah, The Woman in Black. Now there can be like Swedish releases, because I live in Sweden, and I could have made I could have made a video or a list with Swedish releases that are really hard to come across, but I don't think that would be as interesting for you Americans that watch this, or wherever you live. I don't think you're really interested in maybe the movies that are hard to come across here in Sweden, but yeah, this is how I made this video. And the next one is another one which I don't think goes for as much as Woman in Black, but it's a movie which has a really bad reputation because of what happened during the filming of it. And when the company that brought it out on DVD, when they found out about this when they found out about this terrible thing that happened during the movie. They basically stopped to sell it, so we didn't get that many copies released. And the movie is Clown House. This is brand new as well, like sealed and everything. And this is probably the most expensive DVD I have bought. I bought it for, I'm not really sure what I bought it for, but it was quite much. And to be honest, I don't really think this movie is ever going to be released again, so that's the reason why I picked it up for quite much money. So, Clown House. And I have watched that movie. I mean, it's not the greatest movie in the world, but it's quite cool and quite good. Very cool atmosphere in it. I don't really know what to say about the things that happened during the film. When you know about that before you watch the movie, it's really creepy. But I'm not going to go into any more details about that because I think most of you already know about that. Now the last two are box sets, DVD box sets. Now the first one is let's see here, Guinea Pig box set, released by Unearthed Films. Now I'm not sure about this box set if the box set itself goes for very much money, but I know for sure that the second movie in the series, Flower of Flesh and Blood, or Flowers of Flesh and Blood, I'm not too sure what to call it, but I know for sure that movie goes for really much money on some places. I mean, I still think you can find it quite cheap and at some places online, but the ones that I looked up first on Amazon went for quite much money. But I think the second one is the one which everyone wants to see, and maybe the first one as well, Devil's Experiment. The other ones are a little bit silly, to be honest. Maybe Mermaid in a Manhole is another one which people really like, but He Never Dies and Devil, Doctor Woman and Android of Notre Dame, those three movies are more like goofy than the others. But yeah, Guinea Pig box set, released by Unearthed Films. And the last box set is probably the rarest and most expensive thing in my collection, because I was informed by a great YouTuber named, now let's see, what's his YouTube name, Shark Extreme 1. I know for sure he announced in one of his videos that this box set is not going to be released again, so when they are out for good. So yeah, I was lucky enough to find it. I mean, it's not particularly easy to find this box set in Sweden, and I know for sure that the UK would never ever go near this box set, but I found the Traces of Death box set. I picked it up maybe, was it like 4 years ago or something? I think it was like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I'm not too sure, but this particular box set is hard as hell to come across. I think the VHS box set is even like easier to get a hold of than this one, or maybe I'm not really sure. But when I bought this box set, it was really pricey, and I think it goes for even more money today, since they don't release this movie or this box set ever again. So yeah, if you know what these type of movies are, I don't really know what to say about it, but it's grotesque and vile, and I basically bought it because out of curiosity. They are not really movies, they're more like shockumentaries, like Faces of Gore and Faces of Death. But this is the true shockumentary. I mean, Faces of Death is more like, was like 60% fake footage and 40% real footage. And Faces of Gore I did not like because the narrator in those two movies are just an asshole, to be honest. Not saying that the narrator in this series is any better, but it's still more interesting than Faces of Gore, in my opinion. So Traces of Death box set, probably my rarest box set or DVD series in my collection. So yeah, Traces of Death. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed and didn't get bored. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this is going to be the next video is going to be what I picked up during the sci-fi convention this year. So yeah, hope you enjoyed and didn't get bored, and hope to see you again as soon as possible. So see you next time. Bye bye.